Care Sandwich. I have a super cool attorney. Her name is Marlene, and she's got a really interesting combo of practice areas. And she's going to tell us all about herself and her law firm in just a sec. But first, check out this video.
Welcome to Care Sandwich, the podcast where we dive into the success journeys of law firm owners across the country. I'm Margarita Everline, your host and the founder of Marketing Boss, a fractional chief marketing officer firm for law firms. On this show, we'll explore the challenges, strategies, and victories that have shaped law firms and how they wrap every interaction with care. Because we believe that caring isn't just a value, it's a strategy for success. So grab your favorite sandwich, sit back, and let's dig into a conversation filled with insight, inspiration, and of course, a lot of care.
Welcome back, and welcome to the virtual stage, Marlene.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Every time I watch that intro video, I think to myself, man, my hair looked great that day and my nails and everything. And then here I am in real life. I got to get my nails done. But here we are. Anyway, so Marlene, you have a very, very interesting combo of practice areas. Tell us your story. How did you end up with this combo that's so rare? I think you're the only one I've ever met that does these two practice areas together.
I think that's what a lot of people tell me. They tell me I've never heard of someone that does both immigration law and trademark. And I think they really go hand in hand. I mean, the way I discovered it was I was representing clients in New York, and I'm based out of Miami, but I practice nationwide. And a lot of them were artists, a lot of them were entrepreneurs, and they came to me and they said, someone's copying my business. What do I do? And I said, well, why didn't you trademark? And then they're like, well, can you help me? I'm like, all right, well, definitely. It's federal practice too. It's, nationwide. I can practice it from wherever I want. So I found that they really did go hand in hand because I can advertise it to the same exact people that will use my immigration services. What happens when you don't have a work permit? You have to go out there and create your own business. And you have to protect it. You have to have a trademark for that business. And that's how I got into this. And I really found that there's a lot of people in the immigrant community that are forced into entrepreneurship and bring that immigrant hustle with them. And it just goes hand in hand. So I've been able to really develop kind of this more artsy part of my law firm that I love because I love creatives.
So your primary client that you attract right now, describe them to us. What are they like? And we know they like TikTok because that's also part of your play. But yeah, walk us through, how did you paint us the picture?
So most of my clients are Central Americans. I'm Guatemalan. I have started talking to them, or I started in 2020, talking to my potential clients through TikTok, right? Everybody was bored. Everybody was, starting on TikTok. And at first it was like, why are you even on TikTok? A lawyer doesn't belong on TikTok. It was at the time where it was mostly dancing, not the talking head video, but mostly dancing. And we went into that. We started dancing. I'm not even a good dancer, but we started playing around with that. And so my ideal client is usually the person who has a little time to themselves to actually watch videos, to educate themselves, and is that hustler, that person that's coming into the United States, maybe because they're fleeing persecution in their country, but they know that they're coming here to grow their American dream, to achieve that American dream, to come here for the hustle. And I have a lot of Latina women entrepreneurs who that's what they're doing. They are here with their kids. They started with zero, with nothing. And I've seen so many success stories, and it really warms my heart when I can be a part of their journey.
I love that. And what a great lesson and takeaway when it comes to figuring out what social media platform you should be on. I think what you just described, the formula that you illustrated for us, is It's not about the platform. It's about who is your target audience and where are they? Because I get asked that question a lot. Like, should I be on TikTok? Should I be on Instagram? Should I be on LinkedIn? And I always go to, well, who's your actual target and where are they? And what are they looking for? And the other thing that I'll pull out from what you said is you recognize that you're identifying, connecting with creative people, and TikTok, like, hello, like it's just creativity all around. And so you were able to connect with people on that platform. What a wonderful story. Marlene, if somebody's listening and they're like, oh my gosh, I need her help, or I need to refer clients to her, what is the best way to connect with you and get started? And then what can they expect?
So I am Abogada Marlene or Marlene, if you say it in Spanish, which I've gotten used to. Growing up in Miami, I never said my name in Spanish, but Abogada Marlene is what everybody on social media calls me. That's how you can find me on all the socials. And we can definitely help you with the start of a consultation, figure out whether we're the right fit for you, and then see whether we can help you, whether it's with your immigration case journey or whether it's your trademark journey. But we're here for whatever you need nationwide. And we actually just rebranded the law firm. We went from Marlene Markowitz Law Offices to Guia Legal Group, and Guia in Spanish means guide. So we really want to be a guide, even if we can refer them to another attorney, anybody else that we can connect them with, we're really here for them.
I love it. And obviously it's bilingual, right? So you're definitely able to help people in multiple languages. And what are some tips that you can give to someone that's thinking, oh my gosh, like I didn't think about this combo. And now like I'm wondering, can I scale two very different practice areas? Or maybe a different combo, right? And I'm talking more about operations. The way that you manage a immigration case is so different from the way that you manage a trademark case. Like, how do you do that? How do you create the systems?
So we did some training. I did some wonderful training through a trademark attorney that's very, very experienced, who actually has a course. And that's how we started. We were like, we're going to figure this out correctly. She taught us our systems, and we have been basically just replicating that, which I think in any business, not just lawyers, whatever business you have, it is definitely the core is the system. And so we have systems for our immigration cases. We have, workflows for every single type of case. That way we can ensure that our clients are best served and that they're happy.
Yeah. I love that you did. And thank you for sharing that. I have so many conversations with attorneys about the importance of being efficient, because one thing is to attract through marketing, and then the other one is to retain and create a positive experience to get the 5-star reviews. And that's all systems. It's not even the legal work itself. It's what experience are you creating with your systems? Marlene, what in the world do you do during your free time? Because you're a mom, you're an attorney, you have these 2 amazing practice areas, and you're a TikTok star. So what do you do in your free time?
Currently, there's 3 things I'm obsessed with. One is going to Disney. I am a Disney adult and very proud of it. I'm also a cruiser. I love going on cruises. And I also love weightlifting, and that I just got into in the last couple of years. I am only 4'11", so it was intimidating at first, but it was also a personal challenge I had for myself. So those are the things that I'm doing, and some of those involve my children, like going on cruises and Disney. And then the weightlifting is just me time for myself, time to improve myself as a healthy individual.
That's awesome. And Marlene, what are some plans that you have for the future to continue scaling and still having this work-life balance?
So I've always done, I always enjoy doing the marketing part of the business. And that's something that I want to continue to focus on, always looking forward to growing that part of the business. And also I've been invited to like several events, like for TikTok, and it's always fun to connect with other people that are creating content. So that's a way that I've used to scale the business. It's definitely those connections I've made through social media. And again, I'm a big fan of TikTok. But those are definitely the goals. It's to scale through marketing, and also to continue improving our systems through AI. Those are definitely things that, these days everyone should be doing.
Yes, and you're also a superstar when it comes to making people feel special at your law firm. Walk us through what are some things that you do that you would advise other law firm owners to do to show that they care, to treat people well from that first phone call.
Yeah, so we definitely, we have a glide path for everyone. We try to reconnect with them whenever they call us. We know people are busy, right? So we will call you back. We will call you back as many times as you need us to call you back. And a lot of people that hire us also hire us because they want the convenience of someone else doing their citizenship paperwork for them, obviously their trademark paperwork, whatever it is. We are here to guide you and to tell you what's going on with your case. Over communication and informing my clients is always my goal. I want them to feel informed. I want them to know the steps. And sometimes people are like, you over explain in your marketing. You're explaining too much. And I'm like, no, but that's what sets me apart. That might not work for you. And I want my clients to be informed. So I know it's not conventional, but we definitely try to over explain everything to the clients.
Well, and I'll point out from my perspective, what you're doing is super smart because marketing hits people at different phases of the buying process. So the over explaining content or the content that's more detailed is perfect for nurturing your existing clients, for nurturing people that already know that they want to work with you and they just want that extra nudge. So it's super smart. And I think what you described, like people that think, oh, like just keep it, simple, because they're just thinking about top of the funnel, like just getting attention, right? And really creating that robust library of content where you do the fun stuff, you do the deep stuff, you do the detailed stuff. Like, I think that's super smart because now you're addressing with your content people that are at different phases of the cycle. The other thing that you pointed out that I want to pull out from what you said, and that's super, super smart, you mentioned glide paths. For those of you that don't know, that is also a term used to describe having a sequence of things that happen with your customers or your PNCs based on what type of case they have or where they are. That's also super smart. I'm imagining you're using some sort of automation too, because you don't want to lose your mind and do it all manually. And all of those things, you'd rather spend time having quality conversations with your clients and let your videos, let your emails, let your text messages handle some of the questions that they might have asked you over the phone, if possible, right? That's what that's all about.
Right. Yeah.
Super, super smart.
It's definitely all in operations, right? And I love operations too. Like marketing and operations are like my little sweet spots at the firm.
Yeah, what a great compliment. So Marlene, you've been so wonderful. You've shared all your secrets with us. Thank you so much for giving us the blueprint to success in this awesome firm that you've created. Now, share with us one more awesome thing about you. What is your favorite sandwich?
So I actually used to commute to Philadelphia once or twice a week in the beginning of my practice, because we didn't have WebEx, which is the internet format for immigration court. So I actually used to have to fly up there. And the bartender at the airport already knew my order. Anyways, I'm not going to tell you what the drink was, but the sandwich was at the time all right. At the time it was a vodka soda. Not anymore. I don't drink vodka anymore. I switched to tequila. But anyways, Philly cheesesteak is my go-to, my Philly cheesesteak. And I got used to it because that's what I would eat while commuting to Philadelphia from Miami twice a week.
Oh, yum. I love having anything warm. I mean, that just sounds so yummy and cheesy. What a great choice. There you have it, folks. If you want to get a hold of Marlene, once again, let's pop up that contact info. For those of you that tuned in, I am so glad that you were here and that you were able to get these wonderful gems about how to care for your clients, run a profitable law firm, scale without losing your mind while still having time to go with your kids to Disney. from Marlene. Thank you so much. And those of you that are tuning in on a regular basis, thanks for watching yet again. We'll see you on the next episode of Care Sandwich.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Care Sandwich. Remember, the way we care for our clients, our teams, and ourselves can make all the difference in our success. Until next time, keep caring,